I always thought it was a little odd how my wife had a work husband at her job, but I brushed it off as one of those quirky office dynamics. Until the day I walked into the company's annual holiday party, expecting another round of awkward small talk and watered-down drinks. Instead, I was met with a scene that could have been ripped from a soap opera. There she was, my wife, gazing into the eyes of her so-called work husband with a look I'd only ever seen directed at me. It was a look of love, pure and unmistakable. My heart skipped a beat as I realized their fingers were intertwined, not with the casual familiarity of friends, but with the intimacy of lovers. I felt like I was in a daze, my mind racing to make sense of the betrayal unfolding before me. As I approached them, the room seemed to grow silent, the air thick with tension and unspoken truths. My wife looked up, her eyes widening as she saw me. Her colleague, no, her real husband, turned to face me, and the smug smirk on his face told me everything I needed to know. This wasn't an office fling, it was a double life, one where I was the unknowing third wheel. The realization hit me like a punch to the gut, and I demanded an explanation, my voice shaking with a mix of anger and disbelief. The confrontation was explosive, a cacophony of accusations and confessions that echoed through the room. My wife admitted they had been married long before she met me, their relationship a twisted game of deception played out under the guise of professionalism. Their plan had been to maintain the facade until they could figure out who she truly wanted to be with. I was nothing more than a pawn in their sordid scheme, a backup option in their tangled web of lies. As the pieces fell into place, I was left to grapple with the painful truth that the woman I loved had never been mine to begin with. In the aftermath, I was forced to confront the depths of my own naivety. How could I have been so blind, so willing to ignore the signs? The betrayal cut deep, leaving a scar that would serve as a constant reminder of the trust I had so willingly given. But even as I picked up the pieces of my shattered life, part of me couldn't help but feel a twisted sense of relief. Their lies were no longer my burden to bear, and with that realization came a newfound sense of freedom. I walked away from that night knowing that the only way forward was to turn the page and start a new chapter, one where I was no longer defined by the deceit of others.